Right here on 3.
Hi, Seth Davide from Italy. Hi.
Hello.
You have the Kobe Bryant MVP award there. But does it add something extra for you to win this trophy, and also being on the 75 team? What does it mean for you?
Yeah, this is this is definitely special. The first year, you got to honor Kobe and his life and his legacy with this trophy. You know, all the thought that went into it. I can't spit it off the top of my head, but I know that everything on this trophy means something in terms of his life and what he represented, accomplishments on the court, and to have it be an All-Star MVP trophy, and you know, for it to be the first one, it definitely makes it special. I've only won one, and to have this one, it'll have a special place at my house. And like you said, the 75 thing or list and the ceremony was very surreal for sure, especially I know for me and the rest of the active players that are on that list. This is obviously a dream come true, but it's something that you don't really get to appreciate until that moment at halftime. And you see everybody walking out and you understand where you are in the history of the league. So it's pretty special.
Over on your far right, the back row.
Hi, Steph. Todd Edelman, Cleveland Columbus Jewish News. When you were first introduced, obviously the Cleveland fans still had all your performances and wins from the finals in mind. But what was it like as the game went on and you kept making all those threes to be in Cleveland and hear the Cleveland fans cheering so loudly for you?
I didn't hear the cheers. Nah, it's I obviously have a lot of history in this building. You know, won a lot of games, lost a lot of games, everywhere in between, and it obviously means there's history here, and fans, I think, appreciate it, but it comes out in the form of boos, and I enjoy it because it's not the first time, not the last time, and it takes some energy to boo. So you got to care a lot to do that. So I try to channel that into the performance tonight and just have fun with it. And I got hot early and kept it going and tried to put on a little bit of a show, and the joy started to come out, and hopefully everybody appreciated it.
Joe in the middle.
Joe Varden from The Athletic. Hey, Steph. Somewhat along those lines, but you know, you also have this long history with LeBron, and of course, we've all talked at length about you being born in the same hospital as him, and so you're from Akron too. So, do those two components make winning the MVP of the All-Star game in Cleveland a little more special?
Yeah, I told him on the court after the game, it was kind of a perfect ending. I was chasing that extra 2 or 3 points. And I think DeMar hit a big shot, and then he came out, hit the game winner, and it was kind of a perfect ending. Obviously, I got the MVP. I played well the whole night. He hit the game winner. Like I said, all the history of our series and the Akron ties, and you know, all that kind of going into how the night went. So it was pretty. Can't really draw it up any other way. It's pretty right on the nose of how it should go.
Over here on your left side.
Right here. Steph, you've been a big supporter of HBCUs. Can you kind of talk about the HBCU Classic and what it meant for the league to actually have that for the first time this year?
That was huge. I think anytime you can create an opportunity to put two universities and basketball programs on stage like that in a weekend like All-Star Weekend is important in terms of representation, in terms of just a first-class experience for those athletes, and to highlight how special those HBCUs are and how special all HBCUs are. It piggybacks off the work that I know a lot of players are doing in terms of investing, giving back, creating opportunities and awareness, you know, throughout the course of the year. You know, myself, obviously, with Howard and the golf team, and, you know, CP's done a lot in terms of highlighting a lot of, you know, different HBCUs. And that game there's a lot of energy. We went in the locker room and talked to the guys before the game, and you could tell how important it was for them to go out and have fun. But we told them to enjoy this experience because you're shining a light on you know, what going to these, programs means and how you're going to impact the world as you go out, as you leave. And you're going to create an inspiration for somebody to put that on their radar. Maybe that's a good opportunity for them to pursue, as they're picking colleges. So everything about it was awesome.
Right here in the front.
Connor Letourneau, San Francisco Chronicle. Steph, two of the only holes in your resume were Finals MVP and All-Star MVP. Was that something that was on your mind at all heading into tonight? Was that kind of a motivating factor at all for you?
Kind of, yeah, because it's my 8th time playing in this game, and you understand the nuances of the game. Different guys approach it. Guys get hot and they put on a show, starts to, start to go a certain way. So it definitely was something I wanted to experience. And once I kind of knew I was feeling it, you kind of wanted to ride that wave and see how it ended up. And like I said, just the 8th time being here and just being a little bit more knowledgeable about how the whole weekend works and how how to play this game and enjoy yourself in the process. I kind of fed into that.
Vince.
Vince Goodwill, Yahoo Sports. It takes a lot more than just being great to be a face of the league with everything that, with the All-Star weekend, with the game going globally and everything else. Is that something that matters to you, to be a face, to be an ambassador of the game?
I would say face and ambassador are two different things. And the way I approach it is it's a tremendous honor to know, like, if you say something, do something, it moves the needle because of the way that you play the game and the doors that are open and the impact that you have. And I want to respect that with everything that I do and understand that there's an amazing opportunity with that, an amazing responsibility with that. So I don't technically know how you would categorize it, but I know that it's not just how you put the ball in the basket, it's everything else that comes with that. And even tonight, it's kind of a cool reminder of that, because you look at guys that have been in that situation on that 75 list and, in different eras, different generations, and they paved the way for the impact that basketball and the NBA can have and how each individual player can approach that. So I got to do it my way and be authentic to what I do and know and believe and be consistent with it. So I do respect the opportunity that comes with that.
Back left over here.
Gabriel Kramer, WCPN Cleveland. Steph, you tweeted before you came here that you're coming back to your birth state. You're leaving with a trophy, as you often do from here. Tell me about your weekend, start to finish. How was the whole trip?
It was cool. I mean, it was a lot better than last year in terms of feeling more like a normal All-Star weekend. And, I got to enjoy a lot of different festivities. I heard a lot of boos, obviously, like we talked about earlier, and enjoyed that. And the game tonight and the ceremony and everything about, this last 4 or 5 hours has been pretty remarkable in terms of just a memorable experience that I'll take with me. So it's pretty perfect, if you ask me.
Sam, right next to.
Steph, I wonder with your Warriors group, you guys, you got through these past couple of years, you start hot this year and just in pretty short order, the title contention is real again. But you go into the second half and you got to fight through not having Draymond. The Suns now have a challenge with CP being out, Philly's getting James, Brooklyn's getting Ben. Just your 2 cents on the landscape, and for you individually, just that idea of chasing another trophy.
It's an exciting time to be an NBA fan, obviously, because there's a lot of different narratives. You just listed off 5 or 6 right there, and you got, probably 4 or 5 other teams that have a realistic chance of contending. All we can do is control, what we can control, and I feel like we've done a pretty good job of that so far. Like you said, we've had a lot of injuries, and we haven't been whole in a very long time. And when Clay came back, Draymond was out the same night. So still waiting on the 3 of us to, take the floor again. But it's all kind of shaping up to trying to peak at the right time. Hopefully Draymond's back quick. Still got Wise on the burner ready to make his appearance this year, and then figure out, what our rotation is going to look like going into the best part of the year. But to be in that conversation situation again after the last 2 years that we've had, I'm pretty rejuvenated and excited to be back in that atmosphere.
Last two on your far right. Sorry.
Legacy, and you're already pretty high on that list of 75, but is the appetite different to keep adding to it?
Not any different. It's been the last 2 years. And like you say, you've been in, 5 straight finals, and you have the 2 years that we've had. I miss playoff basketball. We were talking about that in the locker room tonight. Like, everybody feels like, coming out of All-Star weekend, especially the guys that are here, things go right, they can win a championship, and you understand how hard it is to do that. So I miss that fight, and it means as much as it ever has to try to, accomplish that goal again.
Last two final questions on your far right, and then the second row over here.
Hi, Steph. Law Murray at The Athletic. I know you were just talking about the history of the game, and I was interested in your hoodie, your sweatshirt, like who's on it, and how, if it's a custom made, like how did it come together?
Supporting, you got Earl Lloyd, Chuck Cooper, and Nat Clifton, who were barrier breakers in the NBA. And it's actually kind of a unique sweatshirt. It's one of my guys, Lanny Smith, who created or had a good relationship with the families and the players, and got the okay to represent them and speak about true, Black history when it comes to the NBA. So no better time to represent and celebrate this type of history. And then obviously, like, the 75 list, the all-time greats of the league. A lot of them were in the building tonight, and they all kind of blazed the trail of their own. So celebrating it all.
Last question on the second row.
Hi, Steph.
On your right.
Right here. That 75 NBA ceremony, did that turn you back into like a young fan? And was there anybody there that really inspired you, that you was able to get a chance to have a conversation with tonight?
Everybody. It definitely took me back to just growing up watching the game. Myself, there's a moment we were out there, like, we didn't want to leave the stage. I don't know if anybody saw. I was just enjoying the moment. Like, with me, D Wade, CP, Bron, Giannis, somebody else was over there. And we were all kind of just acknowledging how, like, kids in the candy store, like, laughing at just what was actually happening and what that accomplishment actually means. And you look around and you see all-time greats that we looked up to, coming up in the game. So